Hello, welcome to Pilates from the Barn. This class is suitable for you if you currently attend my beginner's class or if you're suffering from low back pain. Set yourself up so that you have got space to put a mat out on the floor and something to put your head on. That could be a cushion or it could just be a small towel. If you have got a block, have that nearby. Don't worry if you haven't. You need to make sure you've got enough space to be able to take your arms all the way back behind you when lying down and also out to the sides. Once you're happy with your mat setup, we're going to start in standing. Standing on your mat, either bare feet or in socks, and we're standing with our feet together. Thinking about standing tall and lifting up and out of our waists. You're going to separate your feet by turning your toes out and then bringing your heels behind. Gently softening into your knees. Centering your body weight. You're going to first allow your body weight to shift forwards, feeling your weight pressing into your toes, and then shifting backwards, weight pressing into your heels. Coming forwards again, weight into the toes, backwards into the heels, and then settling evenly, your weight settled halfway between heels and toes. Let your weight shift over now onto your right foot, your left foot, right foot, left foot, and then settle evenly between both feet. Keep the knees soft and bring your hands up onto your pelvis, finding your hip bones. I'm going to move through some pelvic tilts. I'm going to turn side on so that you can see what that looks like from the side. We're first thinking about our pelvis being like a bucket of water full right to the top. Think about tipping that bucket of water forwards. As you do that, your lower back's going to arch, your bottom's going to stick out. Now think about tipping that bucket of water backwards. You're tucking your tail under and your lower back will flatten out. Again, tip forwards. Tip backwards. One direction might feel more comfortable than the other. We're just seeing how much movement there is. Now try and find halfway. In that halfway point, we've got a gentle curve at the lower back. That imaginary bucket of water level, not spilling any water. And then to keep us there, we're drawing into our core. Breathing in. As you breathe out, engaging your core muscles. To engage your core muscles, imagine that you've got a belt low round your hip bones at the front and it's got 10 notches on it. You're breathing in. As you breathe out, engaging 2 notches on that belt. You should feel tension through your lower tummy muscles. Keeping that engaged as you start to roll your shoulders, feeling big shoulder rolls, rolling up, back and down. Up, back and down. As you can see, we're really trying to open up the shoulders. Each time you roll your shoulders back, imagine your shoulder blades going all the way into your back pockets. Do that twice more. And on this one, we're going to let those shoulder blades stay in our back pockets. Now thinking about gently tucking your ribs down. Imagine you've got a string from the top of your head, drawing you up to your full height. Holding there, you're breathing in. As you breathe out, bring your arms up. Breathing in to bring the arms up. Breathing out to take them down. Again, breathe in, come up, and breathe out lower. Trying to maintain that neutral position, trying not to let our back start to arch. Do that 3 more times. Once more. Good. And then take that down. Starting to open up the shoulders a bit more, link your fingers. Breathe in, take your hands up to your chest. Tuck your chin, breathe out, press your hands away. Breathe in to bring the hands up to the ceiling and breathe out, take it down. Again, you're breathing in to come up. Breathe out, press away. Breathe in, hands press up. And breathe out, take it down. Once more, breathing in. Breathing out, keep the chin tucked. Breathe in, hands press up. And then breathe out, release that back down. Let's try and open up our sides a little bit more, going into a side stretch. Take both arms all the way up. Still keep that neutral position, core stays engaged. Try and lengthen out of your armpits. Keep the right arm close to your right ear. Now drop your left arm. Breathe in, reach tall. As you breathe out, allow your hip to come over to the right, your arm to your left until you feel stretch through that right side. Try not to twist. I want you to imagine you're between two panes of glass. You're going to use your breath to increase that stretch. As you breathe in, lengthen your arm, lengthen your side. And as you breathe out, try and move into that extra space. Do that twice more. Breathe in, lengthen your arm, lengthen your side. And then breathe out, lower. Again, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, lower. Hold that for 3, 2, 1. Use your tummy muscles. Control that back to the middle and drop the right arm. Take both arms up again. Think about lengthening out the armpits. Now left arm stays in close, right arm drops. Breathing in to reach tall. Breathe out, hips come to the left, arm to the right. Being mindful not to twist. Use your breath. Breathe in, lengthen your arm. Breathe out, move into stretch. Again, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, lower. Once more, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, lower, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Use those tummy muscles, come back to the middle and take it down. Give your shoulders to roll out. You're taking a nice wide step out now. If you've got your feet hip width apart, take a step out with each foot. You're in a wide stance. Your toes are angled out at about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock on a clock face. Still want bottom tucked under, core engaged, and let your shoulders drop down away from your ears, creating some space. Grow your arms. Imagine your fingers growing through the ground. And then you're taking your left ear to your left shoulder until you feel a stretch on the right side of your neck. Hold it there. Now turn your head towards your armpit. Hold that stretch. And bring your head back to the middle. Opposite side, take that over. Good. Turn your head. Hold it. And then back to the center. Bring both arms up now. You want a straight line with your arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades to keep the arms back. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tilt to your left, looking up at the right hand. Breathe in, the right hand opens up, goes back, try and look at that right hand. And then breathing out, control it back to the middle. Good, repeat that again. Breathing in the center, breathe out, tilt. Breathe in, arm comes up and back. Breathe out, center. And again, breathe in. Breathe out to move. Breathe in, open up and back. Breathe out, center. Last one, breathing in. Breathe out to move. Breathe in, take it up and back. And breathe out, center. Control the arms down. Walk your feet back in to hip width apart. Going into your balance section. If you're a bit unsure with your balance, you might want something to hold on to next to you. So maybe a chair or a foam roller. Or you might just want to move yourself so that you can rest your fingertips on the wall if you need to. We want you sat up, feet parallel, hip width apart. Again, soft bend in the knees, and you want that neutral position at your lower back, tail tucked, core engaged. Staying tall, you're going to shift your weight over onto the right leg and float your left leg up to balance. Hold your balance there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then control the leg down. Still keeping your weight on that right leg, going to open up the left hip a bit more. Bring the knee all the way up to hip height. Can you now open that out to the side? Take it back behind you and then touch the toes down to the ground. Repeat that again. Leg comes up, opens out, comes back behind. This time, see if you can draw it all the way through. Go straight into the next one. Good. Think about your core. 2 more. Make sure we're controlling the leg down. And then give that right ankle just a little bit of a roll. Reset your feet. Soft bend in your knees. Hips level, core engaged. Shift your weight now onto the left. Right leg lift, stay tall. Holding your balance again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control it down. Go into your hip opener on the right side. That knee lifts up, then opens out, comes back, and then touches down. Repeat it again. We're coming up, out, back. This time take it through. 3 more. Out, back, through. 2 more. Try and keep the rest of the body still. Hips square to the front. Last one. Control the leg down and give the left ankle a bit of a roll out. Going into roll downs, you can stay where you are or turn yourself side on. I'm turning side on so that you can see what I'm doing. And again, we're standing in that neutral position. So we don't want the back arched. We want our tails slightly tucked under, tummy muscles engaged, shoulders dropped, and standing tall. Imagine you're stuck to the wall behind you and you want to peel yourself off that wall piece by piece. Take a breath in to get ready. As you breathe out, let your chin tuck onto your chest. Allow your shoulders to roll forwards. Keep your head heavy, your arms heavy. As you peel now, shoulders away. Then your upper back. Then your middle back. If you're getting stiff, just bend the knees. You're just going to wherever's comfortable. See if you can move your lower back away from that wall. And finally, your pelvis. If that's really tight or if it's a bit uncomfortable on your back, bend your knees. See if you can stack that back up. Press into your heels. Think about your tummy muscles. Bring your bottom up. Then your lower back. Then your middle back. Your upper back. Your shoulders. And finally, your head. Try that again. We're breathing in to get ready. Breathing out to tuck the chin, shoulders roll forwards, head stays heavy, arms heavy. Peel it down one piece at a time. Should be taking 2 or 3 breaths to get all the way down. And if you're feeling particularly tight or stiff in a point, just pause there. Have a little bit of a move side to side, loosening it up. And then rolling on down. Just going to wherever's comfortable for your back. And then controlling it up. This is a really lovely exercise at getting your spine moving. Nice at articulating through your spine. Keep going, we've got 2 more. If you're somebody who's got a history of any disc problems, just go gentle on this. You don't need to force the movement. Just going to wherever's comfortable. Once more. Once you have finished that final roll down, bring yourself down onto the floor. You're going to set yourself up lying on your mat. If you're using a cushion or a towel to support your head, placing that just behind the back of your head, leave your neck free. If you're quite stiff in your upper back, you might need a higher cushion, in which case putting a block underneath your cushion or a book underneath your cushion. Setting yourself up on your back, you first want to make sure that you've got your feet hip width apart. If you're not sure, draw them back together, walk the toes out, and then bring the heels behind. To lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. And allow your shoulders to drop down and away from your ears. Visualize your collarbones widening in a big smile across your chest, and soften your ribcage down towards the ground. Bringing your hands onto your hip bones again. Visualize your pelvis being like a bucket of water. You're going to tip that bucket of water forwards again. As you tip forward, again, your lower back will arch. Tip that bucket of water backwards. Tucking your tail, your lower back will press down. Tip forwards. Tip backwards. Once more each way, see how much movement you've got. And then find halfway between those 2 points, settling in on neutral position. This is a position you need to come back to lots throughout our different exercises, so get familiar with it. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, again, drawing in on that belt around the hips. Just 2 notches. We don't want to be tensing as hard as we can. You should be able to maintain that tension as you breathe in and out. Keep that tension. You're breathing in. As you breathe out, slide your right leg out in front of you. Breathe in, control it back. Breathe out, lengthen the left leg out in front. And breathe in, come back. Alternate side to side. Hips stay level, core stays engaged, without letting your lower back arch. Breathing out as you lengthen. Breathing in as you come back. And you're just taking your leg as far as you can control. Feeling what's happening at your hip bones. If you're feeling that you're starting to tip through your pelvis past a certain point, don't go past that point. Make the movement smaller. One more each side. Good, and then come back to the start position. Check in with your lower back, make sure you're still in neutral, core engaged. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, this time we're opening the right knee out to the side, rotate out on the edge of your foot. Breathe in, draw it back to the center. Breathe out, left knee opens out. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, close. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, close. Controlling the movement around your pelvis. You don't want to be tipping to one side. Two more each side. Come back to the center. Bring your arms to rest down by your sides. Walk your feet in one step closer each side towards your bottom. We're still in our neutral position at our lower backs, tails slightly tucked. So go into your shoulder bridge. You're going to tuck your tail as much as you can. Keep tucking your tail, keep tucking till your bottom starts to lift. Allow your bottom to lift. We're now peeling up lower back away. Then our middle back. Keep going, finally the upper back. Breathing in at the top of the bridge. As you breathe out, peel that down in reverse. We're taking upper back, then middle back, then lower back, finally pelvis. And repeat, breathe in to get ready. Breathe out, tuck under, roll it up piece by piece. Piece by piece until we're all the way up. Squeeze your bottom to open up the hips at the top and control it down. And again, control that up. If you want to increase the stability challenge, cross your arms over your chest. Get the height from your hips, squeeze your bottom. Good, control it down. You're going to have to really concentrate to get the lower back down before your bottom. Twice more, roll it up. Last one, breathe in to get ready. Breathe out, roll up. Breathe in at the top. And breathe out, control it down. Allow your feet to step back to the start position, just one step away each side. Check in with your lower back, find the neutral position, and engage your core. We're now bringing our arms up. Fingertips point at the ceiling. Keep your rib cage down. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, start taking the arms backwards. As low as you can, without your back arching, without your ribs lifting. And then breathe in. Bring the fingertips back to the ceiling. Breathe out, arms travel backwards. Breathe in, back to the ceiling. Again, breathe out, take it backwards. Can you go a little bit lower this time? And breathe in, ceiling. Do that twice more. And again. Pause there. We're going to bring arms and leg movements together now. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, take the left arm back as you lengthen your right leg. Breathe in, control it back to the middle. Breathing out, take the right arm and the left leg out. And breathe in, back to the middle. Keep your tummy muscles engaged. Continue to alternate. Breathing out as you lengthen. Breathing in as you come back. Out to lengthen. In to come back. Out to lengthen. in to come back. Keep going, out to lengthen, in to come back. Once more, out to lengthen, and in to come back. Pause there. Bend your elbows. Take your hands behind the back of your head. You want your thumbs at the base of your skull and your elbows sitting wide. You might find that's made you arch your back. So tuck your tail, tuck the ribs down. Cores engaged. Breathing in to get ready. As you breathe out, head and shoulders lift. Breathe in, control it down. Breathe out, lift. And breathe in, lower. As you lift, imagine that you have got a string in the center of your chest, picking you up towards the ceiling and then lowering you down. Lead from the chest rather than from your head and neck. Keeping the chin slightly tucked is going to stop you pulling on your neck. Really important if you're somebody that finds when you've done tummy exercises in the past that you've got a sore neck. We should be leading with our abdominals. If you're doing this properly, there'll be some tension, maybe a little burn underneath the base of your ribs by now. 3 more. Keep the elbows wide. One more. Control it down. Rest your arms down by your sides. Check in with your back. Make sure you're still in your neutral position. Core engaged. Bring your right leg now to a tabletop position. In tabletop, your knees directly above the hip and your ankle is in line with the knee. So we've got 90 degrees. Flex your ankle. Keep that 90-degree position as you move your leg. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, tap the right heel down on the floor. Breathe in to bring it back up. Breathe out, tap the heel down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, tap down. And breathe in, lift. You should be keeping your lower abdominals engaged. Good. Breathing out, drop. Breathing in to lift. We're going 5 more. Lead with the heel. Lower back should be staying still. 4 more. Breathing out to lower. In to lift. Out to lower. In to lift. Last one. Out to lower. In to lift. And control it down. Keep the hips level. Keep your core engaged. Repeat that on the left leg. Bring yourself up to tabletop. Make sure again, knees directly above hip, ankle in line with the knee, and ankle flexed. Breathing in. Breathe out. Tap the heel down. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. If you're keeping your tail tucked and your core engaged, you shouldn't be feeling any of this in your lower back. If you are, just check in, tuck your tail again. Four more. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. 2 more. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. And breathe in, lift. Control it down. Good. From here, we're going to go into our hundreds exercise. For your hundreds, we're going to stay on our basic level for today. which is your level 1. For level 100s, both of your feet are going to stay firmly down on the ground. Our arms are long and we hold our abdominal lift position. That's this position here. Before we had our hands behind our head. For our 100s, you're going to keep your arms long. The focus is on keeping your tail tucked and your ribs tucked so that we're building up endurance through our midsection. Holding that for 100 counts, we're going to pulse our hands down for 5 and then up for 5, matching it with the breathing. Moving with me, take a breath in to get ready. As you breathe out, reach your arms, lift your head and shoulders and hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control it down. Well done. Now, hard work. You should feel that you had to work really hard through your midsection to do that. Take your arms out wide now. Bring your knees and your ankles together. We're going to take that into a stretch. Breathing in. As you breathe out, start taking your knees towards the right and turn your head to your left. We're just moving to wherever you feel stretch or tension in your back. Breathe in, bring the legs back to the center. Breathe out, take the knees to the left, head to the right, pausing wherever you feel stretch. And then back to the middle. I want you to keep taking the knees from side to side, looking in the opposite direction. And with each repetition, just going to where feels comfortable. And you should find that as we move through these, alternating side to side, that you can go a bit further with each repetition. Good, 2 more each side. Really nice, just for getting a stiff or a sore lower back moving. One more each side. And then come back to the middle. Bring your arms down by your side and now turn yourself over to lie on your side. You should still have your cushion or your towel. And then if you've got a block or a book, just make sure that that's nearby within reaching distance. Starting off on our sides, we're going to work our hips. You want your underneath arm out long, your cushion or your towel between your ear and your outstretched arm, and your knees bent. We want our feet in line with our bottoms. So if you're not sure, with bent knees, lift up your feet. And if you look down, your toes should be about in line with your bottom. You might need to bring your knees forwards, backwards, until you're happy with that position. Once you are, rest them back down on the floor. To find your neutral position on your side, your top hip is going to tuck down towards your feet. As you do that, you should feel your waist lengthen and lift slightly. We're then going to tuck our tails under, engage our cores, take a breath in, and then breathe out, lift up the top knee. Breathe in, control it down. This is your clam exercise. Really good at working the outside of your hip, your outer glute muscle, which are really important at keeping our pelvis stable. Really important for any lower limb stability and strength. Good. Thinking about squeezing the heels together as you lift, it's going to help to wake up that muscle. You should be feeling work through the outside of the hip. If you're feeling it more in the front of your hip, I want you to roll your hips forwards a little bit. Keep them there as you move through that exercise. Try and keep the rest of your body still. Should just be working through the hip. 3 more. And then control that down. Going into your level 2 climb, bring both feet away from the floor. We've still got a long waist, tail tucked. Breathing in, breathe out, squeeze the heels, lift the knee. Breathe in, control it down. Feet stay lifted, breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower that. Hip should be working harder already. That's 3. We're doing 10 of these. Don't let your feet drop. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Keep going. 3 more. Last one. Well done. And take it down. We're going into your climb level 3 now. For your climb level 3, straighten both of your legs. Flex your ankles. That's going to give you an anchor on the floor so you're balanced on your side. Then bend up your top leg and try and get your foot anchored behind your knee or as close to it as you can. From there, the top knee is going to drop down to the floor in front of you. If you've got any pinching in the front of that hip, then you're going to take your block or a book or another cushion and place it underneath that knee. Again, we want to lengthen the waist, tuck the tail, engage your core. Breathing in. As you breathe out, lift your knee away from the floor. Breathe in to control it back down. Breathe out, lift up. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. And breathe in, lower. Really focusing on the rest of the body staying still. You're just working from the hip. If you're finding that really hard, try and put your thumb in the muscle. Tell it what you want it to do. Can you do 4 more? If you've got the block under your knee, we're just lowering to the block and then back up. Last one. And take it down. Well done. You can give that a bit of a whack. Should be aching if you've done that properly. Bend your knees again. Before we do the other side, going to move through a stretch for our upper backs. Really important that you have a loose upper back to take any extra tension out of your lower back. If you've got your cushion, your book, your block, stack them together so you've now got a high cushion to rest your head on. And take both your arms out in front of you. Fingertips are touching, knees are bent, feet down. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, bottom arm stays still, top arm opens up as if you're opening up a giant book. Breathe in, bring the hands back together. And again, breathe out, open up, look at the top hand as you take it back. Don't let the knees lift. Breathe in, back together. Each time we're just going to that point of tightness. and back together. You should feel that you're able to get a little bit lower with each exercise. Big breath out as you open up, look at your hand. 3 more. Last one. And take it back together. We're going to bring ourselves to the opposite end of our mats to repeat the exercises on our other side. Take your block or your book with you. And set yourself up first for your hip exercises for your clams. Underneath arm is long, knees are bent. Cushion or towel between your ear and your outstretched arm. Check that you're happy with your feet position, toes in line with your bottom. Lengthen your waist, tuck your tail, engage your core. Take a breath in, breathe out, lift the top knee. Breathe in, control it down. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Good, out to lift. In to lower. Rest the body, stay still. Squeeze your heels to lift up. 4 more. Out to lift. In to lower. Check you've not collapsed in your waist. 2 more. Good. Maintain that position through your body. Feet come up to level 2. Breathing in. Breathe out. Lift the top knee. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. In to lower. Out to lift. In to lower. Out to lift. Good. Keep going. Don't let the feet drop. Keep the waist long. 5 more. Should be burning through that top hip by now. Last one. Take it down. Coming to your clam level 3. Straighten out the legs. Flex the ankles. Bend up the top leg until you get your foot as close to the back of your leg as you can, and then take the top knee down to the floor. Waist stays long, tail tucked, core engaged. Breathing in, breathe out, squeeze your bottom, lift the knee. Breathe in, control it down. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Good. Really focus on driving from the glute. You shouldn't need to lean backwards and you shouldn't need to push your hand into the floor. Again, if you've got any pinching in the hip, put something under the knee. That might be your block. And that's just going to make the movement a bit smaller for you. I want you to do 3 more. Good. And then control it down. Going into your book opener stretch on this side. Bring the knees back together, bend your knees. Make a nice high cushion again with your block or your book and take your arms out in front. Go gently into this. You might feel different on this side, might feel a bit tighter, might feel a bit looser. Taking a breath in to get ready. As you breathe out, Open up the top arm. Look at your hand as you take it back until you feel stretch. And then back together. Breathe out as you open up. Breathe in as you bring it back. Don't let your knees lift. Breathe out, open up. Breathe in, back together. Breathe out, open. Breathe in, shut. 4 more. Well done. And then bring the hands back together. Getting rid now of any cushions, any blocks, and just placing them out towards the side, out of your way. I want you to bring yourself to lie on your front. Setting yourself up, lying on your front, I want you to rest your forehead down on your hands. Your legs straight. Let your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. And then I want you to find your neutral position again, lying on your front. For lots of us, lying on our fronts makes us arch our backs more. So we're going to need to tuck our tails to flatten it out. Engage into your core to keep you there. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, think about lengthening your right leg. Squeeze your bottom and try and pick it up and away from the floor without arching your back. Breathe in, control it down. Focus on the left leg. Breathe out, lengthen, lift. Breathe in, lower. Right side. Breathe out, squeeze, lengthen, lift. Breathe in, lower and down. Breathe out, lengthen, lift. Breathe in, lower and down. Check in with your back. Make sure it's not arched. Flatten it out. 2 more each side. And again. Good. Take it down. Bring your hands so that your palms are just underneath your armpits. Allow your forehead to rest down onto the floor. Tuck your elbows into your sides. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, press into your hands, lift your head. Arching it back, allow your chest to lift, coming up to wherever is comfortable for your back. And then breathing in as you control that back down to the floor. Breathe out, lift up, we're arching ourselves up and away from the floor, allowing our lower backs to arch. Breathing in, come back down. Breathing out, lifting up. Breathing in, lowering down. So if you're somebody with a disc issue, your back will really like this one. Just going gently into it, seeing if you can go a little bit further each time. If you're somebody with a history of spondylolisthesis, your back doesn't like bending, just being really mindful of how far you go. It's still a good movement to practice, but not pushing into any pain. Always keeping our hip bones down. 1 more. And pause. Press into your hands. We're going to take it into a child's pose stretch by bringing our bottom towards our heels. Let your arms reach out in front as your bottom drops towards your heels. Allow your chest to drop down to the ground. Fingers reach. Really nice at just lengthening out the back in a little bit of flexion. And if you're quite tight in your hips, or you can't stick your bottom towards your heels, you might prefer just taking the knees really wide to the edges of the mat and then going back into that stretch there. I want you to see if you can relax into this stretch for a couple of breaths. Allowing your forehead to rest down if you can. Coming forwards now. If you've taken the knees wide, bring them back together. And you're coming onto your hands and your knees. You want your knees directly under your hips and your hands so that they're just slightly in front of your shoulders. Taking this into a cat stretch. To go into your cat stretch, you breathe in, press into your hands, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and allow your spine to curl up towards the ceiling. We're then going to unravel, do the opposite. Allow your bottom to stick out, your back now to dip and arch, and your head to look up. Breathe in, arch up. Breathe out, unravel. And again, breathe in, arch up. Really nice for just trying to get the lower back and the upper back moving. Once more, dipping down. Lovely. And I'll come back to halfway so that you have a flat back. Your eyes looking down between the hands. Engage your core to keep you there. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, everything stays still and you lift the right arm forwards. Breathe in, take it down. Breathe out, left arm comes forwards. And breathe in, take it down. Breathe out, right arm lifts. Breathe in, lower down. Breathe out, left arm lifts. Breathe in, lower down. One more each side. Good, this is your level 1. You can keep working at this level here. If you're quite happy with how that feels, it feels controlled, I want you to go to level 2. For level 2, the hands stay still and we move the legs. Breathing in. As you breathe out, slide the right leg back, squeeze your bottom, bring it up level with the body. Breathe in, take it down and back in. Breathe out, left leg slides out, lift, breathe in lower and down. Again, right side, lengthen, lift, lower, down, lengthen, lift, lower and down. Do that again. If I was looking down at you from the top, I shouldn't see any sway from side to side. Okay, let's see if we can put them both together for our last working exercise. Breathing in. As you breathe out, you're going to take the right leg and the left arm up and out. Breathe in, take it down. Opposite sides, breathe out, lengthen, lift. Breathe in, lower and down. Keep your back flat. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Keep the core engaged. Last one each side. Well done. Go back into a child's pose stretch, bottom towards the heels and arms reaching out in front. If you want to take that wider into your hips, knees come wide to the edges of the mat, feet stay together, bottom drops and arms reach out. You can always have a little bit of a wiggle with the hips from side to side. That's just going to open up the joints at the base of your spine, the top of your pelvis. Two more breaths. I want you to start to walk the hands back in and draw your knees back together. Bring yourself up to standing from here. If you're happy rolling up from the floor, tuck your toes, press into your hands and see if you can drop the heels to roll to stand. We're finishing our class today with 2 roll downs. So setting yourself up again, feet should be hip width apart, parallel, the shoulders dropped and standing tall. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, let your chin tuck and allow your shoulders to roll. Head heavy and arms heavy as we take that down. Again, you're just going to wherever feels comfortable for your back. Coming up, pressing into the heels, rolling it up. Once more, take it down. Control it up. Allow your shoulders to drop. To finish, have a big breath in, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and breathe out, drop down. Breathe in, shrug up. Breathe out, drop. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. Thank you, everybody. Well done. I will see you next time.